Oh, brother, I'm back again from the dead. Welcome to the second part of my Q&A that I'm doing for really no reason at all. I just asked you guys questions and you guys sent me some. All right, one question I had was, what VeggieTales episodes have exceeded my expectations? Lyle the Kindly Viking, if you watch the review, you'll notice I really like that episode. And that stars Junior, the one I hate so much. Remember, I hate Junior, but Lyle the Kindly Viking. It was just silly and so funny. Same thing with King George and the Ducky, another episode I walked into not knowing how good it would really be. What a great episode. Both those episodes are fantastic. It's a movie. It's Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. Jonah was essentially the straw that broke Big Idea's back, and it didn't do that well at the box office. So I went into it and I'm like, this will probably be disappointing, you know, like a bad VeggieTales episode that just goes on too long. But no, it wasn't. I mean, aside from the caterpillar worm thing, I really didn't have any issues with the movie. I mean, it ends kind of abruptly, but it's good. I mean, what were they going to do? Like, expand on the Bible? Add stuff to the story? I don't know. That would have been weird. And there's a reason it just ends, and then they're like, look, like, he never learned a lesson, but you can. Funny, it's got good songs, that's really, really important, and it has a good Bible lesson in there. I mean, it's literally everything you want in a VeggieTales episode. So another one that people don't really ask, but they have commented on, at least people that are naysayers of Christian nutrition, is about the director's cuts. If you notice, the episodes themselves I'll release, and then the next week I'll do a director's cut, or I'll do like a part 1, part 2, and that's the regular episode, and then it'll director's cut. Director's cut's just like combining both those together. Scripting, shooting, and editing a whole episode takes a while. It's not like just sitting down and making this video right here and then editing it, which takes almost no time at all. So the director's cuts exist because the normal episodes are what I consider the ones you should watch. Like, if you were to watch any episodes, the normal episodes, the episodes are not the director's cuts, because those have the best pacing, they have the best jokes, it's, you know, to the point. So let's say I wrote a script and the script was 4 pages, and then the final episode you watch only had 3.5 pages of the script. That's because like half a page worth of content, I was like, well, this throws off the pacing, it slows down the episode, or maybe it's not as funny as I originally thought it was going to be when I wrote down the jokes. So what happens to the director's cut is I throw it all in there anyways, and I'm like, well, you know, somebody might find it funny. I mean, I think it's kind of humorous, it just didn't work out as well as I thought. That's the director's cuts. The director's cuts are those jokes that I think either throw off the pacing or just weren't as funny as I originally had intended them to be. The best example, if you're looking for what I mean by this, is watch the Jonah review. Or don't, if maybe you've already seen it. Watch the Jonah review and then watch the Jonah director's cut review. And there's a segment where Kevin and I name off all these God's Not Dead movies. Now, in the normal review, we only run through 3 God's Not Dead movies, I think, like as a joke, and we're just spoofing on the whole series, and then we use Star Wars as our basis for it. The director's cut of that review, we spoof 7 God's Not Dead movies instead of 3. And so, and with that, I felt like the joke was going on way too long. And I told Kevin that, I'm like, here's what we did. And like on paper, it seemed hilarious. Like, oh my gosh, like how does this not work on video? It just felt like it dragged. That's really why the director's cuts exist. If you think I'm doing director's cuts for money, oh boy, man. I've literally not been paid one dime by YouTube for anything I've done. To give you an idea, as of November 14th, which is the day I'm shooting this. The last thing I was asked was to give my testimony, which I guess is great. A great question. I never thought about giving my testimony because I figured anybody who's watched Christian nutrition is probably a Christian. I never realized that maybe you guys have been watching me so much that maybe you are intrigued. So my apologies on that. I'll give a very short version of my testimony that kind of includes how Christian nutrition got started and everything. So I actually grew up in a Christian home. I was saved at the age of 8. I was baptized at 14. Now, just because I was saved and baptized doesn't mean I was like really following Christ. I was like following, but it was like the lukewarm thing that you read in the Bible. God like wants to spit you out. Like that was me. I actually joined the Navy, the U.S. Navy at 19, and I was 19 years old in 2009. And I joined because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to join the military, which was what my dad did, and do 20 years and retire at like 39. And it sounds like a sweet life, like retiring at 39. Like, come on, like that sounds pretty dope. It still sounds pretty dope. January 2012, God tells me exactly what I'm supposed to do. You see, my entire time growing up, I made videos with my friends. Whether they're funny or not is very debatable. Very debatable. It was like my passion. Like I love doing it. Like sometimes I would annoy them. I'd be like, come on guys, we gotta make a video. And they're like, can't we just play video games? And I'm like, can we make a video of that? I guess I didn't fully realize like that's a career. Like that could be a career. But anyways, God tells me you're gonna be a film director. and it blew my world. And so obviously, of course, in February 2012, I re-enlisted in the Navy because I do what God told me to. At 23 is when I got real about being a follower of Christ, not just being a Christian going to church, which is what I've been doing my whole life, but actually being real about my faith. I started Christian Nutrition. Now that happened from me seeing that VeggieTales was putting all their DVDs in the box sets. Now I have all the DVDs, and if there's any Blu-rays, I have them here. Sometimes I'll pull them out for an episode, but I have all the box sets, and any episodes that aren't in the box sets I have as well. Oh my gosh, I can get like 5 years of VeggieTales at like $20 on Amazon. I'm like, that's a great deal. So I bought all 3 of them. I love VeggieTales. These are still funny. And I've been wanting to do something where I can consistently keep me sharp on editing, on just everything. If you watch the first episode and then you come all the way to like the most recent Christian Nutrition episode, you'll see a vast quality difference. Like it keeps spiking. It spiked a lot, and then after a while, I think it started doing this. The name of Christian Nutrition actually came from somebody else. I was just asking like, what would be a good YouTube name for a channel where I review VeggieTales? Somebody said Christian Nutrition, and I'm like, brilliant. There were other suggestions. None of them were near as good. So I left the Navy actually this year. Left the U.S. Navy after 7 years. Finally trusted God. In February 2016, I got out, and now I'm going to college on the military's, or on the government's dime, I guess, to become a film director. Finally doing what God told me to do. I directed my first short film. This is the poster for it, Happy Together. It's pretty good. I actually originally posted on Vimeo on demand for $1. And so I put it up on Facebook, and it has like, don't quote me, it has like 2,000 views right now. I put it up on YouTube where no one's seen it because Facebook hates YouTube when you post YouTube links on there. So I will put a link in the description if you guys want to check out the short film. You know, doing the thing that God called me to do, because this Christian Nutrition isn't really it. Christian Nutrition is just a vehicle for me to hone my craft. But you'll see that in Happy Together. You'll see, you know, my style of humor for sure. It's a humorous romantic comedy. More emphasis on the comedy. I just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving and have a good day. And I hope that you're actually watching this on like Black Friday or something. Anyways, guys, remember that God made you special and He loves you very much. Bye.